Hello, everyone. I'm Charlie, and welcome back to the DraftKings DFS Slate preview. Wednesday slate on our hands now, another seven gamer, and really a ton of spots to pick from, minus odds in every single game. So because of that, yeah, like it can't really rule any matchup out in terms of lineups and or projected lineups and set pieces. For Stuttgart, it should be Furyk and then some combo of Middlestat, Stiller, Mio. All these guys have taken different points. They don't really have a set routine. And then young boys are kind of the same thing. You Greenwich should be the most likely to have something, but then Malej will take some. There's like a couple of other guys who, if start, also end up having a share. But Greenwich is most likely of everyone. Milan and Red Star with Christian Pulisic out for this game. I don't know if it'll be a Teo Hernandez monopoly, but I think he'll have a larger share than he has been. There's a chance that Rangers or Leao split, but I think Teo Hernandez will be the main guy. And then for Red Star, I think it'll probably be mostly Illich, Elsnick potentially splitting there, but I think that'll be unlikely. And then Kanga also has taken in the past, but he's not in projected, and Illich did take over him in their last league game. Arsenal and Monaco should be Saka and Rice. Odegaard also takes a couple of things, but for corners, it is Saka and Rice almost every time now, and they've been super effective from doing that. For Monaco, it should be some combo of Golovin, Enrique, Kamara, Akliuch, another team where all of these guys have taken at different times. There's no set routine there either. Benfica and Bologna. For Benfica, it should be Di Maria and Kochku. And for Bologna, I think Miranda's like out for this game, so it's weird they have him in projected. I don't think he's gonna play. Probably like Posh at left back or something. Because like a Giannis, I think is out too. So they're down two left backs. Projected should be wrong there. So ignore that. But otherwise it should be Illing Jr. potentially, Odegaard potentially. A little bit weird since they've always been a team where their left back has had a share, but they're missing both their like set piece taking left backs. So it's just unprecedented territory. Dortmund and Barcelona should be a Brandt monopoly. I don't know if Gross is still injured. I don't think he is, or I don't think he's I just don't know why he's unprojected. Brandt took over him last time they played together. I know Brandt's been dealing with an injury. They have him going straight into the starting lineup. And then for Barcelona, it should be mostly Rafinha, although they were a little weird last game. Yamal took a couple corners. Olmo, I know, took a corner. But Rafinha's definitely the main guy. Definitely could see some one-offs, though, with any of Yamal, Olmo, Pedri. Feyenoord and Sparta Prague. Like, Feyenoord are triple split these days. Really weird. Two righties and a lefty. It's Musa, Huang, Aishao all have a share. They had like 15 corners. I think all three of them took like exactly five corners. It's like a pretty even three-way split there. And then for Sparta Prague, it should be mostly Karenin. Lacey's taken a little bit in the past. Barmanchevich has taken a little bit in the past. I think Sadalik has even taken a couple in the past. But Karenin should have the most. Juventus and Man City. I think it will be Koopmeiners and Yildiz split. And then for Man City to be mostly De Bruyne, they've been getting a little bit weird, as always, under Pep. Last game, Mateus Nunez took a couple just randomly. Grealish, I think, could also end up doing that. Same with Bernardo Silva, same with Gundogan. They're just strange. De Bruyne should have something, though. He's still like the main set piece threat. And that's every game. All right. Prices. Holland, 11,200. That is a little bit expensive here. I don't even think he's minus odds to score for like the first time ever. It's hard to get to in cash. I don't love it. And GPP, I don't mind it. That's actually the only game that's not minus odds as well. So if that's an omen. to stay away from that potentially. Rafinha 10,700, another guy. I feel like he's just too much for cash. I'd rather go to Saka. Saka is my favorite forward on this slate. Best matchup, but he's been just so good. Had that goal disallowed, unfortunately, for him over the weekend. Like he wasn't even offside. It was like Martinelli in the buildup by like a hair. And he's just been playing super well. They've been so effective on set pieces, and that's because of him he's been getting a ton of assists from those. So I love Saka here. Lewandowski, like any of these guys, these expensive other options are probably just DPP alternatives to Saka. Leao is maybe the closest guy I'd get to in cash outside of Saka. That's a pay up just because best matchup, not by a ton, but still on paper best matchup. And potential set pieces, I don't think it'll be a full-on split just because of the nature of how he is. He's not really a big corner crosser kind of guy. There'll probably be more like short corners or crossing the occasional one just to change off of Teo Hernandez. But he's got a decent floor for sure. He's been a little bit out of favor for Milan, but with Pulisic, that's one less guy who they have available as an attacker, and he's been pretty solid in his limited minutes. So I don't mind Leao. That's my second choice after Saka. I think it's probably hard to afford both of them. Tammy, good GPP play. Demirovic, I think he's the only minus odds goal scorer on the slate. I don't mind that. He's just like insta 90-minute guy just because of how many injuries Stuttgart have at striker. Like they're missing Undav, Torre, and then they kind of have no one really else, or they have Voltamata, I think, but they've usually played them together over one or the other. So Demirovic, don't mind here. Don't mind at all. You can definitely like get builds where you fit him and Saka together. And this is the Feyenoord guys. They're all similar priced, and they're all not bad to me. Like Paixão, don't mind. Santi Jimenez, I don't mind, but probably more of a GPP play. This Haj Musa guy, he's been just really hot in the league. It's kind of started with that Man City game where he scored. He scored against Salzburg too, actually, off the bench. But yeah, I'm really impressed by this kid. I wish he was a little bit cheaper. Like I don't know if I go him over like a established kind of guy for them, like Paixão, but I don't mind him at all, Musa. I don't think he'll be owned at all either. So it could be a good GPP play. Yeah, Moss 900. He's been so underpriced lately, but a lot of forwards here I like. I think it's tough to get there. Martinelli 6,800. If there's no Rice, like if Rice rotates out somehow, I don't mind that. Voltamata, if he starts, I think is a great play. If they would like give Demirovic a rest finally, I think Voltamata is phenomenal. It's an alternative to him for 2K cheaper almost. Akatolu, I don't think is terrible. There's so many nice forwards here. Yildiz, that's a potential set piece taker. Man City have been fragile. Another GPP play for me though. Same with the Amdouni. It's just cheap. Benfica coverage when they're like minus 200. Oh yeah, like big Illing Jr. on mine is like just a 3K punt almost either. Same with the Odegaard and Bologna are dogs, but those guys both can have potential set pieces. Same with Santi Castro as a starting striker. But yeah, the big guy I'm targeting is Saka. And that's just who to fit him around. I'm leaning towards like a Feyenoord forward right now in cash. I could be persuaded for like a Demirovic even in cash just because of his goal scoring odds in the matchup. But like those three guys probably like, or those two guys, and then one of Paixão, Musa, even Santi Jimenez, I think are all good options in cash. And of course, you always got like your Holland, Lewandowski, Leao. Probably more DVP for me personally, but I wouldn't fault anyone for going them in cash even. Midfielders. Foden's still questionable. We'll see if he's healthy. Mio, too much for me. 10K is just a lot. He's not a guaranteed 90 guy. I know he's been super hot in UCL, but he's not been as good in the league. And I feel like this is the anomaly, not his poor league form typically. I don't love Mio here. De Bruyne at 8K, I think is kind of tempting. I know he doesn't have the best matchup, but he's just so good. and he's at a pretty big discount compared to what he's been for these Premier League slates. Rangers at 9K, I think that's too much. He might have some set pieces, but even then, I know he's been solid, but I just don't know if that's sustainable. Similarly to Mio, especially if he ends up starting, if he starts at 10, that's a little bit more tempting. But if he starts in like a deeper, like 8 roll or 6 roll, I'm not getting there. At the 10, it's hard. I think he's just too much. I'd rather prioritize a forward than him at 9K, especially when you got like these cheaper alternatives like De Bruyne, love, like Di Maria, really like Theoric, but he's just been kind of weird. Another guy who is not guaranteed 90, and he just has no floor really outside of set pieces. So you're definitely hoping for a goal contribution there, but not a bad matchup. So I don't mind that. But once again, kind of mid options. Nunez, if he starts, had potential set pieces or could have potential set pieces. I think he's okay. Gross, I don't really love it with the Barca matchup. Odegaard at 5,600 is crazy. I could see myself playing that in cash. I don't know why he's that cheap. He's so expensive for these Premier League slates. At 5K, even with like not a guaranteed set roll, I know he has free kicks, but that's not a huge chunk. But with this matchup and how much talent he has and how much this Arsenal team goes through him, that is so tempting at 5,600. I love that. Hwang Inbom, Jack Grealish, both okay. I like Hwang Inbom a decent amount, but it's tough when he's in like a 3-man committee, 4 set pieces, and just his upside's kind of capped. But at 5K, I don't mind that. Coop Meters is all right, I suppose. In terms of like these 3K mids, Musa, if he starts on the wing, he's done that in the past. I don't mind if he ends up there. Harridan at 3K, I don't think is awful. This Illich kid, super talented. He started to get 4 goals over the weekend. Even with the tough matchup, I think that is not a bad, just ultra punt play. Same with Males. Lacomi is another guy who potentially takes sets for young boys. Lamine Kamara, I don't like that with the Arsenal matchup really. But there's definitely some 3K in play mids. There's one other mid I missed, I think. Where is he? Coach Goo, once again, not bad. Rice, same thing, 6K. I don't mind that either. Like there's some definitely pretty good mid-range mids. Now defenders. Middle stat 6,400. He's taken in the past before. I don't know if he will now, but he's been super solid even without set pieces. I don't mind that. Theo Hernandez, though, this is the D play for me to prioritize. I think he probably takes 75% of sets, I want to say. He's a guy who bombs forward, takes a ton of shots, has a ton of upside. So he's like a Hakimi type, not quite as good in any sense or have as good of a matchup as he did today or for Tuesday. But I like Taylor Hernandez a lot here. I know he hasn't been crazy, but this home Red Star game could definitely be the breakout. So yeah, he's a phenomenal play. Emil Santeo both are pretty good. Makes these like 5K guys kind of hard to get to. Bogdaman, if he starts on the wing, I don't mind getting there, but once again, I just wouldn't go him over Teo or Middlestat. So he'd be like a GPP alternative. Looking for other defenders. I don't love a ton here. Carreras guy or Alvaro Fernandez. I think he is on FootMob and SofaScore. I don't mind that as a 3K punt. That's your alternative to the expensive Teo Hernandez's and Middlestad's. Same with this new Coop guy. He started on the wing at the past. If he's there, that could be kind of tempting. He's just not been very good. But yeah, the big name is obviously Teo Hernandez. Goalkeeper, crapshoot as always. And in terms of a core, I'd go Teo Hernandez, Bukayo Saka. Oh, next spot, it's tough. Maybe Di Maria, maybe Furyk, maybe even Middlestat, but I think it's tough to afford those guys together. I'm going to put in I don't know. I don't know who I want to put in at all. This is tough. Like this is one of the things where I like to see lineups first to make a decision. This is why I don't really finalize cores until after lineups. It's another reason to check out the Discord, link through the website below. For now, I am going to go Di Maria. That'll be it for now. I don't know if I'll go Di Maria for sure. It could be Paixão I end up changing to. But that'll be it, guys. I wish you luck, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.